Hope you guys had a good Christmas and it's soon New Year's. So I thought a little fun video for you guys today. We'll be going through my birth year. That's right, we're going to be going through 1992 because I'm an old fucker. You know, we're here in the 30s right now. What an old bastard. But yeah, we're going to go through all the releases from 1992. It's probably not all of them because we're talking about Wikipedia right here and they're never right. We're going to go through what Wikipedia has and pick out the gems in the catalogue of 1992. Let's talk about the best albums from my birth year. And I want you guys to play along at home. Pop down below what albums are your favourites from your birth years. Let's stick it in your ass. Let's go. Albums. Starting from the top, obviously. You know, I'm just going to start at the bottom. Never heard of this. Don't know who 24 Spies is. AC/DC Live, yeah, okay. First big album, Alice in Chains' Dirt. A lot of people's favourite. I wouldn't put it in a top 10 for me. I appreciate it. I like it. Grunge just isn't one of my favourites, but the album's pretty killer. But it wouldn't make my list. Now this one, Amorphous' The Carillion Isthmus, is fantastic. It's probably one of my favourite Amorphous albums. I love it. I actually prefer it to Tales from a Thousand Lakes. I know, I'm out of my mind, but I do. This album is gritty, grimy, doomy. This could make my top 10 of this year. Definitely. Love this album to pieces. Next up, we got an Anathema EP, Crestfallen. Very good. One of my favourite bands from Liverpool. Yeah, you'll stab me, you fucking cunt. That's the worst Liverpudlian accent I've ever done. And I was born there, so yeah. Next up, we got some Anthem, we got some Anvil. Yeah, it's alright. Asphyx EP, Crush the Cenotaph. Pretty sick. At the Gates debut came out, Red in the Sky is Ours, which is a fantastic album by At the Gates. Probably one of my favourites, actually. I do like the more melancholic, newer stuff, but that one's so good as well. Atrocity, Autopsies, Acts of the Unspeakable. Not big into it. It's fine for what it is, but it's not one of my favourites. Some other stuff that's not really jumping out. A Benediction EP, pretty cool. Biohazard, Dehumanizer is a great album. You know, Ronnie James Dio on the vocals, one of the best vocalists of all time. And Dehumanizer came out. Would it make my top? Probably not, but it's a great album nonetheless. I like Heaven and Hell more. Yeah, and I like the Heaven and Hell side band album more as well, actually. But next, Somewhere Far Beyond would easily be in my top 10. It's my favourite Blind Guardian album. I love it to pieces. It's my channel names in this album. Quest for Tanalorn, Quest for Metal. That's where I got the name from. Love this album to pieces. The first Body Count album. Classic, but not my favourite. But then we have the Fourth Crusade. What a death metal staple year this is. Love the Fourth Crusade. It was my top of the list for Bolt Thrower, but I think now it's Those Once Loyal. But I still love the doomy nature of this album. It's thick with the doom on this, and I love it. Yeah, Fourth Crusade. Easily one of my favourite albums of all time. And one of the best artworks of all time. And look at that. Look at that. It's too good. Bon Jovi's here for some fucking reason. What we got next? Brutal Truth. Yeah, Burzum's debut was my birth year. Of course, this is going to make it. It's my favourite Burzum album. I love just the evilness and the rawness of this album itself, and it's the catchiest Burzum album. Loads of people like Hiv Is the best, and that's my second favourite, but this just has that raw energy that I love. This and Ask together. Whew. Then you got Chapter 6 by Candlemass, which is okay. It's fine. Then we got Tomb of the Mutilated. Oh, Fourth Crusade and Tomb of the Mutilated. Ooh, Benediction EP. It's a death metal heavy year. God damn. Great album. Great album. I mean, Hammer Smash Face. Come on. That's got to be my my song for the year. It's got to be. Next up, what we got? Some EPs, some compilations. Dark Thrones Blaze in the Northern Sky. Oh, 92. What a great year. Burzum's debut and also Blaze in the Northern Sky. My second favourite Dark Throne album. It's a fantastic album. It's just Transylvanian Hunger just sings to me more. I've played it more, but I love it. Still a 10 out of 10. It's in the Unholy Trilogy. How can you not like it? Next, Danzig Free, Def Leppard, Deicide's Legion came out this year. My favourite Deicide album. It's just a fucking banger all the way through. I love it. Anyone who doesn't like Legion, something wrong with you, boy. Demolition Hammer's Epidemic of Violence came out. One of my favourite Thrash albums as well. I think I forgot to put it in my top 10 list. What a doofus. Great, violent Thrash album. That's the kind of Thrash I like. Oh, look at this. Images and Words. One of my favourite albums of all time. Love Dream Theater. Love this album to pieces. Say what you want about James LaBrie's vocals. I don't give a shit. Love this album, start to finish. And I don't know. Too much rum. I've seen them play it live in full, start to finish, and then they ended with Change of Seasons, which was supposed to be the very last song on the album, but then it would be like 3 hours long. But that was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Yeah, I love it. Next up, we got Unorthodox by Edge of Sanity. It's okay. It's not one of the best. It's fine. Some Exorder, some Exodus, like Force of Habit. It's not that good. It's fine. Faith No More's Angel Dust is a big album from this year. Not one I like. Sorry. But I'm not really big into alternative metal that much, but people will love it. So it's another big album from this year. What else have we got? Some Fear Factory. Okay. Some Godflesh. Nice. And some Grave. This is just death metal perfection this year, isn't it? Let's start going up. No, let's start from the top. Let's start from the top on the next list as well. Gwar, not a big Gwar fan. Sorry. Helmet, pretty cool. Hypocrisy, Penetralia. Cool. And then Incantation, Onward to Golgotha. What a bloody masterpiece this album is. Just dripping with filth, ooze, and just most gnarly vocals ever. And then right under that, Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism by Immortal. Whoa, look at that cover. Just breathing fire. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's one of the best. It's probably my favourite Immortal album. You know what? It is my favourite Immortal album. It just has that raw black metal energy. I do like the other stuff that they do, like At the Heart of Winter. But there's just something about the debut. I just like it. It has more of an edge. Fear of the Dark came out this year. I did listen to Fear of the Dark a lot as a kid. I loved this album as a kid, but growing up now, it's not the best. Weekend Warrior and stuff, But it has Fear is the Key and Fear of the Dark and Afraid to Shoot Strangers, and they're all bangers. What's next I can see? Kiss's Revenge is pretty good. You know, it's a pretty good Kiss album, more heavy for them. Renewal is shit. That's one of the worst Creator albums of all time. So, not great. Retribution by Malevolent Creation is probably the best Malevolent Creation album. I love this album to pieces, and the artwork, perfection. Death metal perfection again. Triumph of Steel by Manowar. Great epic song to kick off the album. Probably one of the longest, isn't it? Really good album. Then Marduk's Dark Endless, another banger. Not quite as good as like Nightwing or Panzer Division. I like the more fast, furious, just intense shit. But Dark Endless is still good. Then we got Countdown to Extinction with some classic Megadeth songs on the Sweating Bullets, which some people say is cheesy, but I don't fucking care. It's a good song. Merciful Fate's Return of the Vampire. It's like that weird you know that video? That guy's like, our daddy taught us not to be afraid of our dicks. And the guy's like, You know. If you know meme stuff, you know. Great video. Monstrosity, Imperial Doom. Sexy album. Motorhead's March or Die. It's fine. It's pretty good. My Dying Bride, As the Flower Withers. Great album. Underrated. Heavy album by these guys. Yeah, My Dying Bride is really underrated, especially early stuff. A lot of people don't really talk about this album especially. It's always the other ones. Utopia Banished by Napalm Death, which is one of my favourite Napalm Death albums. Really good stuff. Next up, what we got? The End Complete by Obituary. Really good album. I did have it lower down on my list when I did Obituary ranking, but I think it's risen a lot higher now, so very good. We have Vulgar Display of Power this fucking year. Some cite as the best Pantera album. I don't. I think power metal is the best. And everyone screams at me, but you can just suck it. because power metal is amazing. Diamond Darrell's guitar, ooh, so good. Let's see. Next up, Rage Against the Machine's debut, the classic. Not big into it again, but some people would love it. Racer Rex Live, Sadus, pretty good album. Thrash, Metal Legends, Saint Vitus. We got some good stuff. Blood Ritual by Samael. Banger, second album by Samael. Saw these guys live last year. It was so fun. I love the industrial new stuff as well, but this classic stuff, very good. Saxon's Forever Free. Sinister's Cross the Sticks. Skyclad's album. There's so many good albums this year. It's Tapping the Vein by Sodom. Ooh, Death, Thrash, Perfection. This album is one of the best Sodom albums. It's very close to being my favourite. It's between this and Persecution Mania. I love them both. But I feel like the EP just destroys everything. But Tapping the Vein, very good. Next up, Solitude Eternus, Beyond the Crimson Horizon. What a beautiful doom metal album that no one talks about. The vocalist from this actually went on to do a couple of albums with Candlemass. Not the best albums, but I still like them. Next up, nothing that's jumping out at me. Twilight Time by Stradivarius is okay. Got some suicidal tendencies, not big into. Testaments to Ritual, it's into the more black metal. Not black metal, the Black Album territory by Metallica, a bit more mainstream. It's fine, not big into it. Therion, back in the day, when they were heavier. Tiamat, back in the day. What else we got? Anything jumping out at me? Typo Negative. Is that the first album, The Origin of Feces? I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, no, the second album. Yeah, never big into the first two albums. Doesn't really do anything to me. I like the more really depressing stuff like World Coming Down. Oof, yes. Vader album, The Ultimate Incarnation. What a great year for death metal this is. Vital Remains as well. Come on. Vital Remains debut. You got Unleashed. How did I just skip Unleashed second album as well? Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I'd say this year is pretty damn good. I missed Nocturnus, did I? I missed Paradise Lost Shades of God as well. What am I doing? Yeah, Paradise Lost Shades of God was there. And Nocturnus with Thresholds, which is a bloody banger as well. I think that was the first death metal band to do keyboards, unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, on the first album, which was the guy with the spaceman suit. You know the album. I can't remember what it's called. The Key? Is it The Key? The second album's just as good. So yeah, I like pretty much a majority of these albums. They're all fantastic. Monstrosity, banger. Mekong Delta as well. Just there's too many good albums on this year. If I was going to do my favourites, I'd say it would be obviously it's me, Questy. I like black metal. So Burzum's up there. Probably top Burzum. Then Blaze of the Northern Sky. Then Somewhere Far Beyond by Blind Guardian. Oh, is Blind Guardian top? I don't know. Those three definitely. Fourth Crusade at number 4. Because I love Bolt Thrower and I love the Fourth Crusade. What's going to be next? Deicide's Legion. It's got to be there. Dream Theater's Images and Words. I love it. Sodom's Tapping the Vein. Number 7. What's going to be next? Ooh, what's going to be next? I think maybe Tomb of the Mutilated at 8. I like Tomb of the Mutilated quite a bit. Maybe Marduk's Dark Endless at 9. And then for 10... This is all off the top of my head. I have no idea what the actual ranking would be. But what's going to be number 10? Samael? You going to do Samael as number 10? Or Immortals. Diabolical Full Moon Misters. Oh, fuck on. Too many good albums. Anyway, those are the albums from my birth year. Fun to go through each year's and check it out. You just type it in on Wikipedia. You just type in the year in heavy metal music. And I'll give you all these lists so you can check it out for yourself and see what albums from your lists and from your years are the best. And do a top 10 down below, like I just did. So let me know what you thought of this video. Do you agree with my list? Would you pick different albums? What did you think of the year as a whole? Let me know and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.